Good morning, everyone. My name is Vince Crisostomo, and I'm the Executive Director of the Seven Sisters, the Coalition of Asia-Pacific Regional Networks on HIV and AIDS. And on behalf of the networks, I would like to welcome everyone to this conference, this opening plenary. Of all the AIDS conferences that happen and all the AIDS meetings, the ICAAP is especially special because to me, this is our conference. This is where we come home. This is where we talk about what is important to us. Now, the HIV epidemic in the Asia Pacific shows that the trend is becoming younger. The dynamics can be revealed by the National HIV Registry in Pacific countries, and as was brilliantly detailed last night in Lorendo's speech, in specific countries of the region. However, there is a lack of engagement among young people, and specifically young key affected populations are those most at risk, both at the regional and at the national level. This is due to the fact that there is less focus on building their capacity so that young key affected populations can lead in this, and often programs that are funded do not meet the needs of these young key affected populations. In 2010, we found Seven Sisters helped to start up Youth Lead, which is Youth Leadership Education, Advocacy, and Development. This program is a regional network which engages young representatives from the key affected populations, that being sex workers, men who have sex with men, gay men, transgender, people who use drugs, and other populations most at risk. At this conference, they've developed a training module which is called the New Generation of Leaders, and they've launched that, and last week we had about 30 people who came and went through the course. As a gay man who's been living with HIV and AIDS for almost 24 years, I know the importance of training our next generation of leaders. And often people say when we come to these conferences, the messages are all the same, but what's different are the people that deliver those messages. And Gerard Ampad, our next presenter, he's one of those new leaders. He is from the Philippines. He is a focal point and technical advisor for Youth Lead, and he's one of the trainers for the New Generation Leadership. And he's quite busy. He's done quite a bit of work in the Philippines doing resource mobilization for young CAPs with the Global Fund. And I'm just going to turn it over because I think he can speak for himself. Gerard?
Good morning, everyone. Most respected community leaders, colleagues, and friends who have come a long way across the world. We from Youth Lead are honored and humbled to be in front of you to share our issues as young affected population in this region. From the words of Shanti Conley of USA, the young affected population is a highly neglected population. Indeed, such statement is true, undeniable, and worrisome. And as our adult counterparts yell, complain, negotiate, and complement each other, our voices as young CAPs will not fall on deaf ears. We will raise our voices as young affected population of this region, and we will participate to help. We want to be involved. We will not have our voices be silenced or our contributions be neglected. We, the young affected people of this region, will never be again treated as naive, innocent, inexperienced, as if we are ignorant. We are more than subjects of your interventions, but behind these challenges that presented to us by our counterparts, we still hold high in our hopes that amidst our diversity as young affected people, we can prove to everyone that we can do things that our adult counterparts can. That we can also take hold of the torch of ownership and leadership of the HIV response. But let us inform you first about our situation as young affected people within this region. We would like to bring closer to life the numerical reality that exists in your technical papers and PowerPoints and transform them into real life. in 2008 globally. The increase of correct and comprehensive knowledge about HIV among the young people is only 34%. This is barely 3 out of 10 young people who knows how to protect themselves from HIV. Where is the correct and comprehensive knowledge? Why are our governments not leveraging existing strategies for the implementation of such correct knowledge about HIV within and out of school curricula? In 2009, the young people accounted for 41% of the new infection. This means that for every 10 young people, 4 of them will be at risk of being infected. We may say 4 is a very small number, but the real question is, will it stay that way for a long time, or will it increase? How can you stop it from increasing? Unfortunately, more than 90% of the resources is allocated for young people who are at low or no risk of HIV, leaving us, the young affected population, with a meager 10% of the remaining budget. Hence, of the 10 young key affected people, only 1 of us has given service to the resources. Listen to us. We, the young key affected people, can also take on the programming and prevention programs. Where is our proper share of that resources? In the Asian Pacific region, 1 of the 2 MSM is below 25 years old. And only 1 of the 20 young MSM living with HIV has proper access to HIV-related care. This is because of stigma, discrimination, homophobia, violence, and criminalization, which have prevented us, young men who have sex with men, from accessing HIV prevention, treatment, care, and support. And the trend of female sex workers in some Asian countries show that 58 to 74% are below the age of 25. So this means that of the 10 female sex workers that we befriend here, roughly 6 to 7 of them are below 25 years old. Do you know their needs as young female sex workers? And do you even understand their work? In 2010, 35% of the people who inject drugs in some of the Asia-Pacific countries are below 25 years old, which means for every 10 people who inject drugs in this room, 4 are younger than 25. But where are the clean needles and syringes for us? How will you address our needs as young people who inject drugs? Where is the opioid substitution therapy? And what about hepatitis C treatment? We demand that everyone give us proper information about hepatitis C. And can you assure us that the treatment can be made available, accessible, and affordable?